What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of the Playbook Sports Podcast. Back on the show by popular demand for the first time in months since the North London Derby. We've got Ben. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Sir, how are you?
Good. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Ready to talk some soccer.
Ready to talk a little footy. The World Cup starts tomorrow.
Yes.
Kind of a dumper of a game to start it off. It's like, damn, y'all couldn't give us anything better. I know that, the host nation gets game one, but at least make them play like the Netherlands or something. Give us a decent team to watch here, because I don't think Ecuador's any damn good either.
Yeah, I was pretty hard pressed to make sure I was watching at least the first game, and I saw who it was, and now I'm like, I think I'm going to decorate for Christmas instead.
Yeah, I'm going to be watching NFL.
I think I'm going to be watching something else, and I hate to say that, especially around the World Cup time, because this soccer should be elite.
The best. It should be the best soccer we see, and it's once every 4 years. It's been 4.5 years since our last World Cup action, And you're going to give us Qatar and Ecuador?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me, FIFA?
Off start, yeah.
And Qatar, it's coming out now, not breaking news, but news, they offered several Ecuadorian players money to throw the game. And the Ecuadorian players have come out and said, yeah, they're offering us money to lose on purpose.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Yeah,
they're like, hey, we want you guys to lose to us. Please, we'll pay you. It's like, what?
Yeah, hopefully they get what's coming to them.
Qatar sucks, everything in general. I'm already excited. I love the World Cup, and I want to enjoy the World Cup. But damn, it sucks that it's in freaking Qatar.
It's an awful time because all the leagues around the world, this is the middle of their season, man. I mean, so there's a lot of issues coming out with this, especially when it comes to injuries.
Yep.
Teams are still, there's a lot of leagues that are still completely up in the air.
Yeah.
So everybody's trying their hardest in especially club play, and then now it's like, oh, now I get to go play my hardest for the nation just to immediately go back into club play. It's a real worry for a lot of the players.
In Qatar, I saw a video of the English national team coming out of a practice, and they were dead. They were standing in front of this fan blowing missing air on them, and they all looked absolutely cooked.
Yeah, it's at least in the 90s there. It's
probably mid.
I think it was probably cooler during the summer when it was in Brazil.
Probably. It probably was. Honestly
it was
curious.
Probably cooler temperature-wise.
I've got to know what it is.
Humidity
in Qatar
was probably way worse
now.
for the Brazilian games. I can't imagine, but purely heat has to be Qatar's worst.
Yeah,
81 in the dead of night.
81 right now in the middle of the night for them, or I guess it's 5 a.m. But 81 already, and it's just going to be hotter and hotter and hotter.
Yeah, they're going to be playing in mid-90s.
70% humidity. Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah. And they absolutely had to. They couldn't do it during the summer because of how hot it got.
Literally,
so they were like,
hot.
okay, let's wait an extra 6 months and then screw over a bunch of clubs.
They should have never gotten the World Cup here.
No. Did you hear anything about the Budweiser issues that they're having since alcohol is haram? In the major.
Well, they okayed it. They initially okayed it and said yes, it's fine because Budweiser said, hey, we want to pay $75 million to sponsor the whole tournament. They're like, all right, perfect. Yeah. So they were going to have designated drinking areas, hey, you can go to this area, drink, have fun, come back to your seats. Perfect.
Yep.
And then 2 days before the tournament, they said, no, we're not selling any alcohol. You can't drink alcohol in the stadiums unless you bought an executive club ticket, which was going for 19,000 pounds.
I don't know the ratio of pounds to dollars, but
those are more valuable than dollars.
If it was 19,000 of pounds, that's
just to be able to drink beer.
Just to have a Budweiser in Qatar.
No. Sit at home and get drunk and watch the games with a better view, probably, for way cheaper.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Yeah, absolutely.
But for this video today, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna break down the group stages, give you guys our top 2 teams from each group, and then at the end of it, we're gonna give you a surprise player. We're going to give you our best goalkeeper from the group stage. And what was the last thing I had on here? Our player of the group stage. So player of the group stage, goalkeeper of the group stage, and surprising team.
Yeah, and surprising team.
So we'll just jump right into it with Group A, and we'll just each take turns going first. So I'm going to let you start us off with Group A, with the 4 teams being Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, and the Netherlands.
Okay, so a lot of these group stages, as we already kind of talked about pre-show, there's at least one dominant nation in every one of them, right? So we can just get that out of the way. I can't see the Netherlands not advancing out of this group.
There's just no way.
There's too many heavy hitters all around the field for them.
Yep.
They can score. They can do everything. So not worried about the Netherlands at all.
No.
The second team is much more of a toss-up. It has to come down between Ecuador and Senegal.
Yes, because Qatar.
And I would at one point be leaning towards Senegal with the use of Sadio Mane, but again, injuries as we brought up, he is completely out for this World Cup. So then it just becomes a toss-up of
Ecuador and Senegal.
And I have really not a great idea of which one would really. I don't even think paper would really be a great way to decide between them. They're probably very similar. But so I'll give it to Ecuador. I'll give them a shot. The Netherlands and Ecuador.
I like having a couple of differences. I am also Netherlands. Obviously, I think they're going to win it. They're the best all-around team in that group.
Yeah.
I don't think they go super far in this tournament overall, but I definitely think they win their group. And then I did give Senegal my second spot. Yes, they're missing Sadio Mane, but I do like the players around them. They've got Kalidou Koulibaly. They've got Edward Mendy in goal. They've got a really strong defensive front, and I think that they will keep themselves in games with that defense. And I look at the other teams in their group, Qatar, I don't know, literally a single player on their team. That is saying something.
Well, they're trying to bribe game one of the group stage.
Literally trying to get Ecuador to
if that's where they're starting their bribing at, like
they clearly don't think they're going to do anything.
Yeah, they don't have faith even in themselves.
And Ecuador could be one of those scrappy CONCACAF teams that always comes in and does something maybe, but I just like Senegal's defense and their goalkeeper enough to keep games at least within a draw. Even if they draw all 3 games, which they won't because they'll definitely beat Qatar, but even if, say, they draw all 3 games, I still like their odds to move on with 3 points.
Yeah.
Because I think Netherlands wins the other 2, and then Ecuador and Qatar, who knows what happens with that one. So yeah, I think Senegal moves on. I think it's going to be close.
Yeah.
I think we'll have Netherlands anywhere from 7 to 9 points, and then the next team with 4. And then go 4-3 and like 1 or 0.
Yeah, I think the Netherlands are guaranteed to be the best team, and I think Qatar is guaranteed to be the worst team. It's that 2 to 3 toss-up, and I like your argument with the defense for Senegal for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I just think Ecuador is one of those scrappy CONCACAF type teams that the
United
States sees often enough, and in soccer all it takes is one fast break.
Yep.
You know,
I could totally see that happening.
Yeah, real toss-up for sure.
Yeah.
You can lead us off with B.
Yes. So Group B, I want so badly, and I even put it on here, but I'm definitely not going to go with this. I don't think I want to say USA is my number 1 team, but I just can't because I think England just has too much talent for us to. I think we win our other 2 games. I think USA beats Iran. I think they beat Wales, which makes me sad because I love Gareth Bale, one of my favorite players. I have his jersey upstairs. Notice I'm not wearing it. I wanted to, but I'm not wearing it. I went with Messi, but I did not want to wear Gareth Bale because I think we're going to beat him. But I'm going to give USA the second spot. If anything on goal differential, because I think we can work a draw with England. But I'm going to go England 1, USA 2. I like USA's odds in this tournament. I think they're a young team. They're healthy at the right time. McKennie's good to go, I just saw today. Serginho Dest is good to go. Pulisic, Reina, they're full strength. Like, you can't ask for anything more out of the team right now, health-wise. So go ahead and give me England first, USA second. Both teams moving on.
Okay. I like that. Group B, we actually had the exact same picks. I can't see England not coming out first.
As much as I'd like to, I just
with the talent they have, and especially the young talent, I talk about him a lot as an Arsenal fan, but Saka's great.
Saka's a beast, yep.
And he's going to be there, so I'm really excited to kind of see how they play.
For my Kane's been on fire this year in the Prem.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's got 12 goals in I think 18 games.
Yeah,
that's very good.
Lead
very hard to
box,
stop. Very hard to stop.
Yeah, very hard to stop. I certainly like the United States' chances though at taking number 2. I can't see us losing to Iran. I mean,
no.
I would hate to have to eat those words in
that'd
a
be
week.
devastating.
That would be really, really sad.
Yeah.
But I really can't see Iran or Wales really doing a whole lot. Now Wales, as you did mention, they do have Gareth Bale, but
Aaron Ramsey still. They've got and Ben Davies at center back. Like they've got some names.
They have a couple of names.
They can make some. I bet you they beat Iran.
I bet they. Well, yeah, I think Wales takes number 3 with ease.
Yeah, and I think I think the English Wales game is going to be interesting because I can't imagine there's a whole lot of good blood between those 2 teams.
Yeah.
Because they're both in the UK.
Yeah.
Like they know each other very well. It's like a rivalry match. Same with us in England. Honestly, England got their 2 rivals in this one, if you think about it, us and Wales.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure they don't like either team, and neither team likes them. So I think that'll be a kind of a bad blood, kind of good feisty game. And then Gareth Bale will face again a bunch of his former teammates. So that'll be a fun game to watch. I think. I think that's the last game of the group stage is those 2 teams playing each other.
Right.
But yeah, I think England and USA are the 2 best teams in that group, and I think they're the 2 teams that move on.
Yep. Group C. Certainly we have a clear cut out of there,
yes.
right?
Yep, you would sure think so.
You can't overlook Argentina.
No, you can't.
They're going to be coming out on first. I would be shocked if they have less than 10 points.
Well, they can only have 9, so.
Well, yeah, exactly. I think they're going to walk out 4-0.
Yeah, definitely. I think this might be their year.
Versus Saudi Arabia, they're going to be in last place guaranteed.
What do you think, 7-0 that game?
Yeah, without Messi starting.
Yeah, with him just hanging out on the bench.
Mexico and Poland, I would offer is more of a toss-up for second and third place, but I have to give it to Mexico. They are scrappy. In the last World Cup, we saw them take down Germany early on.
Yep.
I certainly have not forgotten that. That made an impression on me, at least
shocking.
as a younger soccer fan. And then yeah, just from there, Poland probably certainly in third.
Yeah, I've got the exact same thing. Argentina 1, Mexico 2. It'll come down. All come down to the Mexico-Poland game. I think Argentina sweeps, and I think Mexico and Poland both beat Saudi Arabia. So then it comes down to that game.
Yep, agreed.
If they draw, then goal differential, whatever. I think that's fair. I think they're equal teams.
Yep.
The difference maker could very well be Robert Lewandowski.
Yeah.
All-star striker, one of the world's best.
Yeah.
Guy's an absolute stud, but I just don't know if they're going to have enough to get by a high-flying Mexico team.
No, and as we kind of already talked about earlier, just the factor of the weather and the conditions they're going to be playing in. Lewandowski isn't young.
No, he's not.
For him putting out 100% effort during these 95-degree games,
in the middle of the La Liga season too.
In the middle of La Liga season, and that could be real taxing on someone.
He could be worn out. He could be worn out. I agree. And Mexico's, I think, a pretty young team. I think they'll be exciting to watch too. And I think theirs and Argentina's game could be exciting. I don't think either of those teams like each other very much. They're both CONCACAF.
Yep. I think the Mexico-Argentina game would be a really good one.
Yeah. Moving on to Group D. This is a group I don't see very many good games. I think there's one team, and then there's a large gap, and then there's the rest of the teams.
A huge margin between them.
Yeah, a massive. This is the most one-sided group of all of them.
It's like two groups in one group, with France just being
on
completely
their
own group.
Yeah. They may as well just go ahead and say, all right, France, you're in the round of 16. Don't even bother playing.
Yeah, we're just going to give you the 4
Even
wins.
without Karim Benzema, who was just ruled out today for the World Cup, which is a bummer. Yeah, they've got some injuries, but they are so deep.
Yeah.
Their second and third stringers would be starters in most countries.
At least in Tunisia and probably Australia, they would be.
And most likely Denmark too.
And other than Christian Eriksen and a couple other Denmark players, I can't imagine.
Yeah, and I'm going France 1, obviously, and then Denmark 2, because I don't see Tunisia and Australia doing anything in this tournament at all.
No.
Just showing up.
Yeah, I think those games will be ones that you can certainly miss out on if Sunday football is on,
or literally anything else. Literally the television. If you have two channels on your TV, one of them is showing Tunisia, Australia, and the other one is showing literally anything else.
Just a black screen.
Yeah, static. Give me static.
Probably watching static.
Go give me static, please. No offense to all of our Australian and Tunisian listeners, of course.
Yes,
do not want to offend.
Absolutely, no offense.
But your soccer teams fucking stink.
Your soccer teams are tough.
Group E, kind of an interesting one. I think there's again two teams here and then two teams here, depending on what you think of the teams. This one's a better group. This one's a much better group.
I don't think there's. I think your first statement's the accurate one. I think there's two leagues here.
Yes, there is definitely.
And two real groups in this one group.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But who do you have finishing first? Who do you have winning?
So I actually chose Germany first, and then Spain a second. I'd probably say Costa Rica third. My only argument for them getting third instead of fourth over Japan is at least Costa Rica has Keylor Navas in net.
Yep.
And I can't imagine a Japanese goalkeeper being as efficient as he is. So I think purely based on who has that kind of a goalie, they could be the exact same team across the board, but
better goalie.
Yeah, Keylor Navas versus who? Exactly. So, point being, Costa Rica should walk away with third pretty easily. I don't see them beating Spain, and I certainly don't see them beating Germany. And Germany does have some IL players. Most notable would be Timo Werner.
Yeah.
But that's really about it.
Florian Wirtz out too. Okay.
But really, otherwise, I think a healthy Germany team is very much so to be feared.
Definitely.
I'm not sure if Muller will be able to play. I had read somewhere that he is still a bit questionable for this World Cup.
This would be his third World Cup, I think.
Yeah.
Fourth.
Yeah, Marco Reus is out as well.
Okay. They're getting young. Germany's kind of going through like a little change of the guards. No longer do we have Jerome Boateng at center back. We've got Nicolas Soule instead.
Yeah, we have Soule instead. No more Hummels.
Right, no more Hummels. But we still got Neuer. Neuer's still in net.
Yeah,
I still love Joshua Kimmich. It's a CDM, center mid, playing box to box.
Yep, agreed.
Leroy Sané up top is still lethal.
Yep,
they'll still score their goals. Gnabry's a stud. Germany's going to be just fine, I think. Toni Kroos will still rock down the midfield.
Toni Kroos will still rock.
Antonio Rudiger will play center back alongside Nicolas Soule.
Goretzka, who is like 230, 2% body fat.
Thick boy.
Just an absolute muscle
He was such
man.
a string beam growing up, too. And then he got to Bayern.
And then he went to Bayern.
And Bayern's people were just like, yeah, we're both you up, no problem.
Yeah,
and he
turned into Arnold.
Yeah, he
just
did.
real fast for
yes,
no
he
reason.
Did. I agree with you on your picks. I've got Germany 1. I think Germany beats Spain.
Yep.
And then I've got Spain at 2, but it's going to come down to that game against Costa Rica.
Yeah.
I of course, as a USA fan.
Not with the Spain team, by the way. Not the starting.
Who are we going with, Kepa?
I believe it's probably going to be Kepa and Net from Chelsea.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean, there's worse goalies for sure. Kepa's not great, not worth the $80 million they paid for him, but he's not terrible. I think I may have a little bias for CONCACAF teams, and you might see that in our next group that we talk about. Mm-hmm. But I think that they just play a good brand of soccer. I like how the CONCACAF teams play. They look feisty.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to pick them over Spain. I think that's crazy, but Spain plays a slower form of soccer, and Costa Rica will play a faster form of soccer. It's just how the two teams, their countries are. And that could bode well for one team or the other one. I think that'll be a good game. Better game than people think, but give me Spain anyways. Still finishing second in the group. Moving on.
Yeah, agreed.
Moving on to Group F. We've got Belgium, Canada, Morocco, and Croatia.
Yeah.
There's 3 good teams in this group, and I don't think Morocco's terrible. Morocco has Achraf Hakimi, who's solid. I don't know who else they have. That's all I got. They're right back.
Yeah, I was about to say, and that's like the right back.
Yeah, like maybe one of the least important positions on the field, but he'll probably play like center mid for them, honestly. Like how Zinchenko plays center mid for Ukraine. It's like, listen, you may be a defensive, like a fullback on your club team, but national team, you're the best player we have.
Yeah,
we need you in the midfield.
If you can pass the ball and play just a little bit of defense, you'll probably box to box.
Yeah, bingo. I am gonna have Belgium winning this group.
Yep, I completely agree.
I think Belgium's the best team in the group.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know, KDB, Eden Hazard, the Thorgan Hazard, his brother. They've got talent. Courtois Net is probably the best goalie.
Courtois Net is incredibly tough to beat.
So tough to beat. And then Croatia obviously made it to the finals at the last World Cup.
Yeah, against France.
Yeah,
lost 4-2.
They're not going to get out of the group stage this time.
Oh,
because Canada is taking that second seed.
You see the Canadians leading the pack with Alphonso Davies?
I do. Alphonso Davies and Jonathan David. I like that 1-2 punch. I think they're going to be feisty. And Croatia's old. And I don't say that to be mean, but
they are. But have you seen Modric play recently?
Yeah, he's still got
it. He is still running the pack.
He's still got it.
I see.
He's
and
37. He's 37.
Well,
how long can he do it for?
And then
Ivan Rakitic is old. I don't even know if he's going to be a starter. I like Ivan Perisic, obviously, a Spurs man, but he's 33. I just think that they could get run past. I don't know when they play. I should look at the schedule, because if they play Canada first, I might change my pick. If they play them at the beginning of the tournament, they're all fresh legs, ready to party. But if it comes down to that third game in the hot Qatar sun, give me the younger, hungrier Canada team. It's a shotgun.
Okay, I like that. Well, as I said, I completely agree about Belgium. Mm-hmm. I don't see them not leaving the group stage.
No, there's no way.
I did go with Croatia instead of Canada, and I was about to say, and as you just kind of heard that little argument, I've seen some of the Croatian players in game, and they seem to just still be doing their thing. Man, Modric is still scoring for Real Madrid.
Bro.
He is still playing 85, 90 minutes every game. I mean, he just doesn't stop.
No.
And so kind of seeing that kind of gave me just enough faith to just send it for him. So hopefully Croatia can come out, but yeah, certainly if Croatia and Canada don't play until later on in the group stage.
So they play the second game. They're the second game.
See, that's a good one, because then it's not the freshest, but it's also not too late.
Not too tired, which means Croatia's going to get mollywopped by Belgium in the third game.
Yeah, I think you just, whatever your third or fourth game is, you just have to bank on winning your first and second. Yeah. I think that's kind of what every team is going to be doing, especially as it keeps getting hotter.
Yeah, Vida Lovren's a good defensive player. Josko Gvardiol's a good defensive player, but who's going to attack for them? Luka Modric, Mateo Kovacic, okay. Brozovic, CDM. Mm-hmm. Looking for a striker that strikes fear in me. Kramaric, nothing. I'm just to see how they score goals.
Jonathan David either.
But you should be. Canadian R9.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm not afraid. Honestly, I don't think either of those teams are going to do anything. I think there's very clearly Belgium is the best.
Yeah.
And they're the team to look out for out of this group.
Yep.
But I guess we'll see. Group G, what you got for me?
I had Brazil certainly leading us off.
Yeah. Favorite to win the tournament.
Their talent, their depth, their youth, it is insane. It is. You don't see that really anywhere else for any of the teams in the group stages.
Doesn't impress me.
No, I saw a list, and there was like 8 or 9 people just for their top 3 positions. They were ready to go. Rodrigo, Neymar, Gabriel Martinelli, Vinny, Rodrigo.
Yeah, dude,
I mean, their attacking is just going to be lights out. It's going to be fast-paced. Yeah. And again, in this hot sun, we'll see who can.
Well, they live in Brazil. I mean, they're Brazilian.
They're used to it.
They're not European. They're a team that has grown up in this heat.
For the second one, not really sure if this will surprise you, but I am going to go with Cameroon. I wouldn't be too scared of Serbia. Switzerland certainly, historically, has been an okay team.
Solid.
I've never really been worried about them.
No, I was looking at their roster today. Nothing concerns me there at all.
No, but I think a lot of these African nations kind of get slept on, but these guys are athletes, man.
Yeah.
Watching some of those African nation games really shows you, dude. They
They're
can
good,
fly up
bro.
and down the sides.
They're good.
All it takes is that one counter
attack, and they just hold the lead.
So I think Cameroon will walk away with 2, with Switzerland following them, and then Serbia coming in last.
Serbia last. Wow. Okay. All right. Now I will say I initially didn't. When I was thinking about the Serbian team, I was like, who do they have? They don't scare me. But then I started looking at who they have. They've got a team, and I'll tell you about them. But finishing first, obviously, Brazil. Without a question, Brazil. I think they are the favorites to win it.
Yep.
I think they have an insane amount of talent. And he's not my surprise player of the group stage, but somebody who could be a surprise player of the group stage is Gabriel Martinelli. Yeah. I've been talking about him ever since I watched him play else. I was like, this fucking guy doesn't stop.
No.
Unbelievable amount of energy. Just literally cannot be stopped, will not be stopped. But then I'm going with Serbia as my number 2 team.
Wow.
Just from looking at their team, so they've got Milinkovic-Savic, solid midfielder. They've got Mitrovic, who's the Fulham striker that has several goals in the Premier League already. He's kind of a bully. Yeah. They've got Vlahovic from Juve. Vlahovic, stud. They've got Tadic. They've got Ilicic.
Oh, he's a bit older, but Ilicic, not
bad.
Right?
They've got a decent team. Filip Kostic, who's an 86 overall FIFA. Yeah, Vlahovic, Luka Jovic, the striker that went to Madrid, who was supposed to be really good.
Just a bust.
Total bust. Total bust.
Funny you use that in your argument.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying. I'm just using names.
They got
I'm
this
just
guy
using names. This guy sucks. I'm just using names. But they've got a team. They've got a good team, I think, and I think they could be surprising. So I'm going to put them at 2. If there was anybody else that was like good in this group, they would be 2 behind Brazil, and they'd jump Serbia.
That's what I'm saying.
But Serbia's competing against Switzerland and Cameroon. And yes, I think a good story would be Cameroon balling out. I just don't know if I see it. It'll be interesting.
I'm not saying they're beautiful footy people,
right?
But when it comes down to the pure athleticism, man, I think they could.
They definitely could, and they can handle the heat better than Serbians probably could. Yeah. All right, last group here is Group H.
Yep.
This is a good group too. I think there's actually 3.5, 4 good teams in this group. I don't know how good Ghana will be, but I think there's Ghana's always kind of trouble. They're always kind of trouble, right?
Don't sleep on my number 2.
Your number 2. Oh man. Okay. Well, number 1, give me Portugal.
Yep. Number 1 has to be Portugal.
Has to be Portugal.
No way around it.
No, they're going to be really good. Their team is insane. Like they have so much
depth.
Lots
of young players.
So much depth.
I mean, we're basically watching the Wolves play.
Right. Hang on 1 second. We really are basically just watching the Wolves play, which is crazy because they literally just have Portuguese players.
Yeah.
My team to finish second in this group is going to be Uruguay.
Oh, wow.
Give me the Uruguay team to finish second. I love what their attack does, and I may be talking more about Uruguay a little later in this video here.
You think Darwin Nunez at top?
No, not Darwin Nunez. Although he's been balling recently, which is the reason why
I thought he got the call up too. Possibly.
He did. He's playing. He's playing.
Okay.
But he's not my player I want to talk about. But I think they're going to be good.
Suarez.
I think Luis Suarez, Edinson Cavani, old fucking man. No, but give me Uruguay to finish second. I really wanted to pick South Korea or the Korean Republic because
you can't do it for Son.
Huge
Son fan,
just for Son. But it's just Son. It's just him. Couldn't do it. And I didn't want to go with Ghana. I just like how Uruguay plays. I like their young talent along with their older talent. And again, I'll speak more to them in a little bit. Your group picks. What you got for me?
Portugal.
Yep.
Obviously Portugal.
We just
and then kind of for the same reason that I chose Cameroon, I have to go with Ghana. Watching some of these teams play in the African Cup of Nations.
They get disrespected in the worldwide football.
Yeah, they really. I really feel like they get slept on. People think just because some of these nations don't have such huge name players that they can't compete as well as some of the other ones. But at the end of the day, man, it's got to be athletic and you got to be able to score. So
and they will be. Ghana's always trouble.
They're always
good.
They're always tougher than what people give them credit.
They're a tough out every
single year. People think they'll walk into it real easy, and next thing you know, it's 0-0 or 1-0 going into like the 80th.
Yep, and you're fighting for your life.
You're fighting for your life. You're either fighting to hold on, you're fighting to come back.
Yeah, I think all four of the teams in this group are good and could win other groups potentially.
Minus South Korea.
Bro, the disrespect. All right, 3 teams and 1 player.
Yeah, 3 teams and 1 player.
And 1 player.
I can't see Korea going very.
No, I think they'll lose all 3 games.
Yeah, I think they'll lose.
Unfortunately,
pretty comfortably.
Yeah, probably. So those are our group picks. I like it. It's gonna makes for a really entertaining round of 16 for sure.
Yeah,
a lot of talent here.
Round of 16 is gonna be
awesome.
It's gonna be real good.
It's gonna be sweet. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna start with you.
Okay.
Let's do our player of the group stage. Who is your player of the group stage?
I'm going with Saka.
Okay.
Saka, the Englishman, as I said, plays for Arsenal. Not only that, he's been running our team for us all these games. He looks great. Going into the break, he still has all that energy up, and he was still looking good in training. So I think he's going to really make a difference for England going down that side.
I like that. Okay, player of the group stage, Saka. I like it. Mine, I'm going with Fede Valverde.
Ooh, I like that choice. I like that choice. He's a bomb.
24 years old, still pretty young.
Looks very good at Real Madrid right now.
I think in his last 18 games, 8 goals and 4 assists.
Have you seen some of those goals?
He's insane.
He is shooting from all over the pitch and they're going in, and they're just
crushing the ball.
They're just bullets.
He's been on fire. He used to be a right back. I'm pretty sure he was a defensive player for all the way. And now he's started to push forward. He's developed his game. He's an all-around, very good midfielder. He reminds me a lot of Luka Modric 4 years ago.
His dribbling has gotten very good as well.
Yeah, he's become technically sound.
Yeah, he's become...
I'm excited to watch him feed Darwin Nunez and Edinson Cavani and Luis Suarez on that Uruguay team. I think they could be sneaky. And I think it's all going to be because of Fede Valverde. I'm excited to watch him play. I'll go ahead and go next with my goalkeeper of the group stage. And this depends on how you want to look at goalkeeper of the group stage. Are we going off who makes the most saves, or are we going to go off who had the biggest impact?
Right.
I think either way, it doesn't change for me. I'm going with Edouard Mendy with Senegal.
Okay, I like that choice.
I don't think they're going to be on the front foot very often because they don't have any attacking players. They don't have very many attacking players. He's going to have to step up. He's got a good couple of the good defenders in front of him, and Koulibaly and a couple others. But I think that if they want to be in these low-scoring games that they're going to want to be in to have a chance at winning, they're going to need him. Yeah. And I hope I'm right and he steps up, because I think if he does, then he's the goalkeeper of the group stage for me. Yeah. And he just came out of nowhere and took over the job at Chelsea. Like, they paid £80 million for Kepa, and they're starting this unknown guy, Edouard Mendy, out of fucking Senegal, and he's been awesome for him.
He's been great.
Been fantastic for him since. So give me him as my goalkeeper of the group stage.
Absolutely.
Who you got?
I'm going with Courtois. I know we talked about him coming out of Belgium.
You can't go wrong with that.
Now, granted, Courtois might not see the ball as much as Mendy might in that position. However, as you talked about Canada and as I talked about Croatia, having Courtois in net is going to be a huge difference maker.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, again, like when we were talking about that Croatian team, having that guy in net that's just completely solid is so crucial to moving on. And it really is. I mean, the teams that go the furthest, love that man.
Hero.
Absolutely.
I like it. Courtois, okay. All right, and who is your team that could surprise people and either win their group or move on if you don't already have them moving on? So, don't take, your second place team and say, I think they could really surprise people. It's like, well, clearly they're not surprising you because you have them second rate team.
Because I have them there,
like if I say, USA is my surprise team, it's like, idiot, you had them at number 2 in the group. How's that surprising?
Right.
Who is your surprise team that could shake it up?
I don't have them even moving on, and you have been fighting for them this whole time. But I would have to go with Uruguay. Out of every other team that we have talked about, and out of everybody that was like, probably 3rd and 4th, Uruguay is definitely the one team that isn't even on this sheet, but could certainly mix it up.
Surprise people.
Yeah. And I don't know if a lot of people would be picking them the same way you have. So again, when it comes to the mixing up, I think that they could be a bracket buster.
They could be really solid. They could be very good.
They could be very sneaky.
I have a team written down here on a surprise team that could win their group. They're my number 2 team in the group.
Okay.
But this all banks on me being right about my goalkeeper of the group stage.
Oh, okay.
Senegal, I think they could outright win their group.
Oh, wow.
Netherlands doesn't scare me as much. I know we were talking about it earlier. It's like, they're okay.
Yeah, they're definitely probably the best out of their group.
Yes, definitely the best overall team out of the group for sure. I need to look more into the Senegalese team. And
yeah, you gotta look at their forwards.
And look at their attacking team. Right.
Yeah.
I need to know who they have. I know they have Choupo-Moting, who had that game-winning goal for Bayern Munich in the Champions League final.
You know what? He is surprisingly been looking better too. I think he kind of got pushed to the side for a while at PSG.
Mm-hmm.
I remember him missing some awful looks at PSG.
Yes, same. Terrible.
And really not making any friends while he was there. And then he goes to Bayern and he's chipping people and he's
putting it in the back of the net.
And he's doing his thing. So yeah, completely agree with you there.
I think he can maybe do something.
Can he get fed though?
Right. Can they get involved? Who's in the midfield for them?
Can the ball be successfully moved in transition up the field?
Unless Koulibaly's playing midfield, I doubt it. But if they're in these close games that I think they're going to be in because they're going to be a defensive team, I think almost all of their games in the group stage will end up 1-0, 1-1, 2, like low scoring. I don't see many goals in their games. Yeah. And I think that favors them because they have the better defense and the better goalie than any other team in their group.
Yeah.
In my opinion. And so I think that could make them a surprise, like a sleeper team. Like, oh man, these guys might go on a run. Yeah. And then just talking about them, I got all excited about them. Serbia, I could see Serbia shocking the world and maybe even beating Brazil or tying Brazil in their group stage game. Shocking the world.
Anything can happen in the world.
Yes,
in
anything
soccer
can happen.
Especially.
Very unlikely because
I think a draw is certainly more likely than a win.
Definitely more likely.
And I think even a draw would really shock people.
I agree.
I think flat out winning.
It'd be like Mexico beating Germany 4 years ago.
Yeah,
like their players would be on their knees
bigger
crying.
degree.
Yeah, even more so.
Yeah, I think the Brazilian players would be kicked off the team and they'd have a different team going into the next game.
They would need to not go home because they wouldn't be welcome there.
Yeah, no, they would have a serious overdue. Everybody's getting put on the transfer market.
Yeah, you're all fired.
You don't
know if you're a Brazilian anymore. You're all done.
Yep, no.
Serbia comes out and pulls that win. That'd be nuts. Okay, I like our group picks. I can't argue really with any of them. We agreed with most of them. I don't think we had anybody winning a group differently because they all have one team.
They all have one clear winner.
There's our winner.
And I think that's really the purpose.
Yes.
I know it's all random at the drawing, but
so it is kind of random. But they have 4 groups of drawing. So they have the top teams in Group 1, so they can't be in the same group more often than not.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
I will say
we never really
Germany and Spain being together is kind of weird because they're both super, super good. But then you look at all the other groups and there's one S tier team,
just absolutely
one A tier team, and then a couple of middling teams,
and then a couple B,
couple fillers, a couple fillers.
Well, and I don't know if you can even say Qatar is a B or a C team.
No, they're an F team.
I mean, they are literally here because they are hosting.
Me and you could go find 9 friends. And we can put up a good fight with Qatar.
Yeah, I would have you net over their guy.
Yeah, me too. Thank you. Appreciate that. I still got it.
I know you do.
I still got it. Super excited for the games to start Monday. Mm-hmm. I know they start tomorrow, but I'm not counting it because it's Qatar and Ecuador.
Yeah.
I don't count that because I won't watch it because it's bullshit soccer. Ecuador should win 4 or 5-0 as long as they weren't all paid off.
I might keep an eye just on the
score. I will.
Just for my own picks.
Same. I will.
But
I'll pay attention.
Yeah, we'll have something else on.
That will be a game, where it's like, what's the score? Oh, okay, cool. Moving on. Next. Yeah, I think aren't they the only game tomorrow?
Yes, they are the one and only.
God, why? Damn it. But at the conclusion of the group stage, we'll reconvene.
Absolutely.
And then we will do this again. I'll have to look up the dates. We'll get a date set for that whenever we can come back and get this part done.
Well, and there should be a good break, kind of like what we have. There should be at least a couple of days, maybe even a week in between the group stage and the round of 16.
You would think.
So the hope would be that sometime in that week we will certainly reconvene to give our.
Well, you would think that, except actually the group stage concludes on Friday, December 2nd. And the round of 16, game 1 is Saturday, December 3rd. So there's no break in the action.
When do they conclude on the 2nd?
I think it's an evening game. It is at 1 p.m. So we could do it that afternoon. We could do it the 2nd.
We'll do it Friday night in between.
Do I work on the 2nd?
I don't.
Oh, you don't? Nice. Okay. If I do, I'm not going. No, I'm just kidding. Work if you're listening. The second I work. Ha! And I work the 3rd. Shit! We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
But you will all get our group stage talk after it's done, and then we'll talk about the round of 16, and then we'll talk about the round, so on and so forth until the final.
So forth until we are done.
Who do you have? I'm pulling this out of a hat to end our show. Who's your winner? Who's winning the World Cup right now?
Out of everybody.
Gun to your head, who's winning it?
France.
I think that's an excellent choice.
Absolutely.
I respect it. You know what? Give me kind of a shocker. Give me Argentina right now. Right now, give me Argentina. Messi's playing some good soccer right now. Some good footy.
Yeah.
He's been on fire. I think it's time. Hence the Messi jersey.
Oh wow.
It's been right in front of your face the whole time. You had no idea.
I know.
Thanks guys for tuning in. If you like the video, comment down below, like it, hit the subscribe button. We're up over 1,000 subscribers. Thank you all of you for subscribing. Super excited to have you. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know where we're stupid, where we're smart. I'm super interested to hear what you have to say. Thank you guys, and have a good rest of your day.